Hello Cancer, Happy New Year. This is your astrology forecast for January. It's a busy month. There's a lot of fire and air energy going on in the heavens. So you may really feel as though you're running from one thing to another. But being a cardinal sign, you do like to be busy, so I don't think that's going to be too much of a problem. I need to let you know that on the 22nd of this month, Mercury goes retrograde until the 11th of February. So try your best, as best you can, for the first 3 weeks of the month to organise any important travel plans, to get any repairs done, any backup your software, all those kinds of things, and also any important contracts signed and negotiations done before the retrograde. And during the retrograde, then it's a great time for doing some research and some reflecting on different areas of your life, and I'll come to that as we go through the month. So as you can see, the beginning of the month, we've got a lot of focus on this 7th house of relationships, Cancerians. So big focus here. This is a great time for shining a light on your relationships. Which are the ones that are working? Which are the ones that maybe you need to put some more work into? Which are the ones that really maybe just have to go? But the sun is helping you, it's shining a light. Pluto's been there since 2008, so I know many of you have been going through some amazingly transformational experiences with relationships, maybe getting free of some obsessive kinds of relationships and infatuations. And here with Venus there for the first 3 days of the month, this could be a nice time for just meeting somebody that you get along with, that you feel that chemistry, that spark with. And also Mercury is there just for the first 4 days of the month. Again, a good time for communicating and sharing anything on a one-to-one basis. For those of you wanting to go into counselling or getting counselling from somebody, or a one-on-one advice or a mentor, this is great at the beginning of the month. You're under good aspects. So on the 4th of the month, Venus comes to join Mars here in your 8th house, the house of sex, the house of sensuality, of getting close to somebody, and Mercury joins on the 5th of the month. So big focus coming up later in the month with anything to do with going deeper into something. So could be a relationship that you've begun that gets more intimate, that goes deeper. It's also a great time for going deeper into the spiritual field, also deeper into any kind of psychological issue, any emotional issue. This is a great time for going more deeply into it, and with Mercury gaining a better understanding. Also a good time for putting energy, particularly for the first 13 days of the month while Mars is there, energy into joint finances, joint business ventures, your taxes, your insurances, your mortgage, your finances in general. Good time to put some energy into it. Now on the 5th of the month, we've got a lovely full moon in your sign, my lovely Cancerians. So it's happening in your 1st house. So you're probably going to feel extra sensitive. Whenever there's a full moon in your sign, it's like everything, you're tuned into everything more. So if loud music may bother you more, voices, whatever it is, things are going to affect you more. But the great thing about it is that your intuition is going to be more highly tuned. So if there's a message coming through like not to get involved with this venture, not to take this job, not to get involved with this person, really trust it, because this sensitivity is going to be just very finely tuned. It's also shining a light on the way you present yourself. Maybe you want to present yourself differently, get your hair done, dress differently, new colours, a new image. It's be a great time for that as well. On the 13th of the month, we got Mars moving into your 9th house, joining Neptune up here. So this is a good time for planning some travel, going on a trip, doing some international business. Will be a good time as well for looking into any kind of subject that you'd really like to learn in more depth, or maybe something that you'd like to teach and share with others. And on the 20th of January, we've got the Sun moving into Aquarius here, and also on the 20th of January we've got a new moon in Aquarius. So as you can see, beginning of the month we've got the relationship focus, Cancerians, and as the month goes on we've got this focus in this 8th house. So this is the 8th house is the house of letting go. What do I need to let go of? New beginnings. There can be some new beginnings. New beginnings with money, with finance. New path with your spiritual course. Maybe you're going to decide to study astrology, to do tarot readings, numerology. There's so much you can do. Maybe you're going to study and become a psychologist or a psychiatrist and get deep into the mind patterns. Will be a great time for doing some research. And especially from the 22nd of the month when Mercury goes retrograde, this is a wonderful time for research, for reflecting, for really thinking about things, for getting information. Because keep in mind, knowledge is power. And so this could be information about how you're using resources. Maybe your bills are much too high. Maybe you need to look at your utility providers. Maybe you need to get some solar backup. Maybe there are all kinds of new energy systems and ways of saving money now. This would be a great time for some new beginnings, looking at how you can save money and be more efficient in your use of resources. Of course, we've got the backdrop going on with this lovely grand trine now that Saturn is in Sag, going on in fire signs. So there's a lot of fiery energy, passion in the heavens. And also on the 28th of the month, Venus comes and joining Mars again. This alignment of Venus and Mars happening a lot this year, on and off between January to November, which is terribly unusual. Usually they only align for about 6 weeks a year. So they're aligning a lot this year. I'm expecting a lot of passion, a lot of opportunities for romance, for love, for intensity. Things will be intense, but we can also, when Venus and Mars come together, find the midpoint, the balance, the compromise. So you may want to have a reading about how to make 2015 really work for you astrologically. Please check out my website, and I thank you for listening, for commenting, sharing and liking. Bye for now.